Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set for another exciting matchup here. 3 games in less than of a few hours here as Volunteer looks to take on West Ridge today. Here, starting starting at 1 o'clock as West Ridge is looking to bounce back and get a win against Volunteer. The last meeting was last month at West Ridge, and the Falcons beat West Ridge 9-0, shutting them out. West Ridge comes in today's matchup 9-15, 0-9 in their district play, according to Tri-City Sports. Volunteer, like I said last night, played a doubleheader against Happy Valley, and they defeated Happy Valley by a score in the first one 15-0, and following up the doubleheader at the 7:30 game, picking up a victory 5-0 over Happy Valley to improve their overall record to 15-13 and 6-6 in district play. Connor Haynes was one of the seniors who had an incredible night hitting. He ended up hitting a grand slam in that first game in the 4th inning for his first career home run. Outside the park home run, he had 3 runs off 2 hits, 4 RBIs, and got walked twice. So last night was senior night for him and Isaiah Bowery, who both had had a good performance last night, and we're looking to get that same performance outside of or from our seniors today, and hopefully get a win against West Ridge again. So we're about a few more minutes from the first pitch here. We'll step away and take a break and get through the pregame festivities as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start this first inning here, right at a little after 1 here. Taking the mound to start for the Falcons today, Gavin Hickernell. He's going to get the nod on the mound today. He has a little bit of stats for him. He has a 4.50 ERA, and his win-loss record right now is still sits at 0-1. He's had 5 appearances so far this year per match for absent game changer. So looking to have a good outing today. Also, the starting lineup for the Falcons and the batting lineup, we're going to have Bronson Fegan, second baseman, leading off. Shortstop Isaiah Bowery, and that 2-hole hitter, center fielder Connor Haynes, followed by third baseman Williams. And in your DH spot will be Anthony Blasini or Luke Armstrong. Catcher will be Dennis. Pitcher, of course, Hickernell. Right fielder Blakely Broussard. And left field will be Aiden Parsons, who'll be bringing up the rear in the batting lineup. So exciting matchup today as we get set to start off. The shortstop for the Westridge Wolves will be Moore, who will be leading off for them. So thank you for tuning in here to the Volunteer Sports Network today, whether you're live with us or on the Mixer app. It's a beautiful day here in Churchill, Tennessee to play more baseball, as it's just been a little over 13 and a half hours since they ended the game last night, defeating Happy Valley 5-0 in the second game and 15-0 in the first game. Moore comes up to the plate for his as he comes up to the batter's box, and we get set, and the first pitch should be on its way here shortly from Hinkernell. Rocks and fires right over the plate, hit high into right field. And that looks like it's going to be Broussard that comes up with it as he sizes it up, and that's going to be a quick first out for the right fielder there, Broussard, and for Hinkernell. Field conditions have dried out a little bit here, as we had a bunch of rain last night and overnight in the early morning hours, and they've got the field prepared, and it looks good today, mowed and raked up. So should be good conditions out here as the wind's blowing left to right here in the field. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here comes Hinkernell, delivers high and outside for ball 1. Up next is Al Oliver, number 2. He's the pitcher. 1-0 count, 1 out here for Hinkernell as he gets ready to deliver. He delivered a fastball over high into right field. And it looks like the second baseman there, Figgins, is going to come over, but he's going to let Broussard have it. And Broussard gets it, almost drops it, but gets it for the second out of the inning.
Up next for Westridge, number 21, Alex Ironson.
Good quick plays by Broussard out there in the right field to get the early 2 outs here. And Hinkernell's looking for a 3-up, 3 down, as now we have the designated hitter for the Wolves as Hinkernell puts one over the plate. Ironson is up to bat now for the Wolves. Hinkernell rocks and delivers. That's going to be down and away, called ball to make it 2-0 count. Hinkernell gets set to deliver, and it's over the plate, swung on over to Isaiah Bowery, shortstop position. He gets it over to Armstrong for the out, and that's going to be 3-up, 3 down for the Falcons. So no hits, no runs, no errors, and that'll do it for the top of the first as we go into the bottom of the first right after this. Stay tuned as we're still 0-0 here in Churchill.
It's hard to yell when the bat
First
Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the bottom of the first here with Fegans leading off for the Falcons. First three hitters will be Fegans, Bowery, and Haynes, your second baseman, shortstop, and a center fielder. Fegans at the plate, waits for it. First pitch inside, called ball. Second pitch on its way for the Wolves. Outside. It was inside. They're going to call it a strike. 1-1. Oliver, number 2, is pitching for the Wolves. He gets the start on the mound. Pitches away outside, right behind. Went right behind Fegans' back for a ball. Click, Sin, and Han. Or Han, excuse me, is your left fielder, center fielder, and right fielder for the Wolves. We'll get to the rest of their lineup here shortly. Fegans gets set for the 2-1. He swings it and lines it right in the gap to the center fielder, and that's going to be a base hit. And that's a way to get a good lead off for the Falcons to bring up now Isaiah Bowery, who is the bunt king on this team to move runners in scoring position and even get on base himself. So we'll see what he can do. For your infield, Maines is at third, and Moore's at shortstop. Bowling's at second, and White is at first. Oliver pitching and Sato as the catcher. Oliver tries to pick him off, and he gets back just in time. Fegans does.
205, 205.
Bowery still waiting his first pitch at this at bat. As he looks to bunt, backs off of it, and then swings and fouls it off to the left. And that's going to be an 0-1 count here with no outs, runners on first.
305, 305.
0-1 count here, and tries to pick off Fegans again, and he gets back in time.
133.
Westridge they know the speed that this team has, and they're trying to keep Fegans honest out there on first so he don't get any extra bases. Oliver waits for his pitch, gets back over to Fegans, and Fegans gets back in time. On deck is Connor Haynes, who had a grand slam in the bottom of the fourth as Fegans goes running. Check swing on the inside for a strike. But that moves Fegans into scoring position. 0-2 count, no outs. Fegans at second. Bowery at the plate. Pitches away, over, swung on, and fouled off, and the count will stay 0-2. Bowery really working this pitcher right now. Oliver looks and fires. Over the plate, strung on high into left field, and it looks like Click is going to come up under, and that's going to be first out, and that's going to leave Fegans at second. And that'll be the first out of the inning with Haynes coming up at the plate. Left-handed batter, right-handed pitcher here. Haynes is batting .476 this year. Pitches away, he's going to bunt it down. Pitch is going to get it, and that's going to get Fegans the third, and Haynes is going to be out for the second out, but moves Fegans 9 foot closer into scoring position at third base.
Number 7, Austin Williams.
Austin Williams at the plate now. Batting .378 coming into this game. 2 outs. He looks at one, swung on it. It's going to be an 0-1 count. Blasini on deck for the Falcons. And that's going to be called ball from Oliver to even it up at 1-1. Pitch is way over, swung on, and it's going to be fielded by the shortstop, and that's going to be the end of the inning with the Wolves only allowing one hit, no runs, no errors, and that'll be the end of the first with the score still tied here in Churchill 0-0. Stay tuned as we go on to the top of the second. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the top of the second with Click at the plate for the Wolves. Anchor now still on the mound as his first pitch is called strike. One count here as we start the top of the second, still tied 0-0 here in Churchill. As that one's going to be low in the zone for a 1-1 count now. Pitch away for Hankinell inside. It's going to go straight to the shortstop where Bowery gloves it over to Luke, and that's another 6-3 play for the first out here at the top of the second.
Box number 18, Peyton Manus.
Third baseman Maines now is up to the plate for his first appearance. One out here, Hankinell delivers. And they're going to call that strike and inside as it clips the zone there for Hankinell. And that was going to be swung on and missed by Maines, and it's going to be an 0-2 count now for one out. Fires down and away for a ball, and that'll make it a 1-2 count now for Hankinell. Falcons looking to make this another quick inning. As the last inning, it was 3 up, 3 down. Well, no hits, no runs, no errors. And that was going to be outside to even up the count 2-2. One out. And that one's going to be inside now. It's going to be a full count as Maines has worked his way back in here for the payoff pitch on its way. Hankinell looks and delivers over the plate. Strike 3. And that's going to be the second recorded out here of the inning.
Up next, number 4, Reed White.
We have White up to the plate now, as the Wolves have the 2 outs here in the top of the second. Hankinell delivers. That's swung on. It's going to be over the second baseman's head, and that's going to be a hit. And Broussard brings it in. And that's going to be a single for White. That's going to bring up center fielder now, Sean. Who's going to be at bat now. 2 outs here. Runner on first. Hinkernell delivers. Low in the zone, called ball. Hinkernell rocks and delivers, and that's going to be inside, and it's going to be quickly a 2-0 count now.
Sorry, come on, buddy.
2-0 count, 2 outs here. Pitches away, and that's high, and quickly 3-0 count. Runners on first. Hinkernell checks on the runner at first, and he's back in time. 3-0 count. Hinkernell delivers. Strike to make it a 3-1 count now. Runners on first for the Wolves. 2 outs. 3-1 count. Hinkernell delivers. That's fouled back to make it 3-2 count. Pitches away, and that's going to be swung on and missed, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. Volunteer allows 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left on base for the Wolves, and that'll take us into the bottom of the 2nd as Volunteer looks to put some runs across the plate. So stay tuned as you listen to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back in to the Volunteer Sports Network as we're still tied here going in the bottom of the 2nd, 0-0 with Anthony Bolsini at the plate. Volunteer left 1 runner on base off of 1 hit in the last inning, looking to get some runs across the plate here as Bolsini looks at the first pitch called ball. One 0 count here for Bolsini. Pitches away from Oliver, and that's going to be down for 2-0. Bolsini currently averaging a .310 batting average. Oliver still on the mound as he pitches away, and that's going to buzz the inside there for Bolsini as he backs up to get out of the way, and that's quickly a 3-0 count for the Wolves. Pitches away from Oliver, and that's right down the middle, called strike for a 3-1 count now. First base coach today, Mike Castle. Third base is head coach Josh Peterson. Pitches away from Oliver, and that's going to be down and outside, and Bolsini's going to take his base, and he's going to reach his base by a walk. Patient batter right there to take the 3-0. Take the second or fourth pitch as a
Up next
strike,
for the
and the fifth
Falcons,
pitch
number
to
17.
be another ball to get his
Dennis.
base. Now up to the plate, the catcher, Grayson Dennis. He was 231 average, and he's looking to bunt, and he's going to bunt it down in front of home plate on the left baseline, and it's going to be fouled. We'll come back and do it again as the count's going to be 0-1.
101.
I'm going to try to pick off Bolsini as he gets back in time. Oh, 1 count here, no outs. Runners on first for the Falcons. Pitches away. Dennis tries to bunt it there, and it's outside for an 0-2 count now. Dennis showing bunt, backs out of it. Oliver throws and delivers, swung on right back to the pitcher. They're going to try for the double play, but he's going to go get the out at first, and that's going to move Bolsini over to second.
Up next for the Falcons, number 4, Gavin Hickernell.
So now the pitcher, Gavin Hickernell, at the plate. That's he's 226 batting average. Bolsini's at second now. Dennis moved him into scoring position with the bunt, or with this infield hit there that the pitcher picked it up. Pitches away from Oliver, just outside, called strike. Don't call it a strike. It caught that top right corner if you're looking towards the outfield. 0-1 count, 1 out here. Runners on second. Pitches away, swung on over to the second baseman. He's going to try to get it, and he does, but doesn't get it to first base in time as the first baseman drops it, and that's going to be a runner on first and third
Up next
now.
for the Falcons, number 14, Blakely Broussard.
Second baseman there, number 8, had a little trouble bowling, grabbing it. And then when he threw it over to the first baseman White there, he bobbled a little bit, and that gave time for Dennis to get on, Hickernell to get on base. And that's going to be counted as an error. Or scored as an error, excuse me. Now Broussard, the right fielder, at the plate. Runners on the corners. They're going to check back over on Gordon, as he's going to come in as a relief for the pitcher Hickernell. Going to check on him again. He gets back in time. Runners at the corners. No outs. Or excuse me, 1 out. No balls, no strikes at this at bat. As Gordon is going to steal second. As Broussard attempted the bunt, it's going to be high. It's going to be called strike. But that gets runners both in scoring position. Or excuse me, everyone looks like they're going to list it as a ball. And it's going to have runners at third and second, excuse me. Broussard now at the plate. That's going to be called strike. Looks like now they've evened it up 1-1 now. 1 out. Gordon and Bolsini, as that one swung on high into left field, and that's going to get Bolsini to have to tag back up before he gets doubled off, and he gets doubled off for 2 outs, as he just made it a little too far down. And that's going to be they counted it was 2 outs, but that's going to be 3 outs to end the inning with 1 hit, no runs, 1 error, and 1 left on base. So that'll be the end of the inning because we have a little bit of confusion of if it was 2 outs or 3 outs. So stay tuned as it's still 0-0 as we go in to the top of the third. You're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the top of the third here with the Wolves trying to get some more runners on base here and get some runs across the plate with Hinkernell still on the mound as he fouls that one back. It's going to be an 0-1 count here starting the top of the third. Beautiful Saturday afternoon here at the ballpark at Joey Seaver Field. As that's going to be seen at the plate. And that one's going to be high and inside to even up the count at 1-1. Make sure you tune in next week as there'll be district tournament starts next week. As that one's hung over the plate by Hinkernell and fouled off to make it 1-2 count. There's still some things to be determined on game times and but hopefully they'll have something out soon come the first of the week. Greenville sitting at top of the conference at 10-2 here in the District 2 AAA. Greenville 7-5, Volunteer 6-6 in that third spot. 2-2 count now for Hickernell. No outs. That one swung on and missed. And they're going to call that a strikeout, and that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Up next, number 8, Jackson Bowling.
Now up to the plate, second baseman Bowling for the Wolves. Hinkernell's pitch over the plate, fouled back. 0-1 count, 1 out. Parsons in the left field, Haynes center field, Broussard in right field, Williams at third base, Byrie at shortstop, Fegans at second, Armstrong at first with Hickernell pitching, and Dennis behind the plate if you're just tuning in. Still 0-0 here in the top of the third. Pitches away. Going to be called ball to even it up at 1-1. Hickernell's pitch over the plate called strike to make it 1-2 count. Pitches away now outside, just a little bit outside to even up the count at 2-2. Hickernell delivers, and it's a strike, and that's going to be a strikeout, and that's going to be 2 outs now. With Hickernell just dealing on the plate as he's at 32 pitches now.
Up next, number 3,
with 1 more out to go to get out of this inning. Now the shortstop and leadoff hitter, or excuse me, the number 1 hole hitter, shortstop Moore, back at the plate. So he's 0 for 1 today, and he backs out of the plate and calls time. He gets reset. Hickernell 32 pitches. He pitches his 33rd, and it's going to be outside, down, and away for a ball. 1-0. Fingernail fires. Fastball hit into right field, and Broussard's tracking on it. And is he going to get it? And he gets it in foul territory for the out, as Broussard is having a good day in that right field spot, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So no hits, no runs, no errors, no left on base. As we go on to the bottom of the third, stay tuned as you listen to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the bottom of the third here with leadoff man Aiden Parsons, the left fielder. First time at bat today for him. Let's see if we can get on base and get some runs across the board as he gets first pitch swing. Is going to find the gap in front of the center or right fielder there, and that's going to be a base hit for.
Up next, number 3, Bryson Fegans.
The Falcons there is now we're going to have the lineup turnover, and it's going to be Fegans now at the plate. Oliver on the mound still for the Wolves as he's going to go check on Parsons, and Parsons is back in time. Parson getting a small lead off as Fegans moves out of the way there, and it's going to even it up at 1-1.
122.
They're going to check on him now. Over at first, and he's back in time. Excuse me, counts 1-0 now. No outs. Runner at first, which is Parsons. Pitches away over the plate, swung onto the shortstop Fegans. They're going to try to turn a 6-4-3, and that is a 6-4-3 double play there to bring up Bowery. And that's going to bring up Bowery now at the plate.
Up next, number 5, Isaiah Bowery.
2. Okay, they're going to call him safe at first, excuse me. So they just got the 6-4 play. Fegans got the hit. And that's going to bring up Bowery now as Parsons goes and sits down. We'll check on Fegans. Once again, he's back in time. So just one out here in the bottom of the third, still tied up here, 0-0. Pitches away, a little bunt down the third baseline. That's going to get Fegans to second and Bowery to first, and Fegans over to third. So that's going to be another hit for the Falcons this inning. Runners at first and third with one out, and now Connor Haynes who's back up to the plate now.
3-1-3.
And they're going to count that one as an error instead of a hit. And they're going to get Byrie over a second as he steals, as catch just held on to it. Oliver looks 31st pitch coming up. Pitches away over the plate. Swung on down the right base line, called foul.
$132.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitches away. And Haynes just bunted it foul. And that's going to be strike 3 with the second out. And that's going to bring up now Williams.
305.
Up next, number 7, Austin Williams.
Byrie at second, Figgins at third. Williams at the plate. Pitches away. Called ball as he had to duck out of the way to keep from getting hit. Pitches away, down and away. It's going to be called ball 2. It's 2-0 count now. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Volunteer Sports Network on this broadcast here, this afternoon matchup against West Ridge and Volunteer non-conference. 2-0 count, 2 outs. Fouled back off into the dugout. Count stays 2-1 now. Two 1, 2 outs. Pitches away. That's going to be inside, and that's going to be called ball. It's 3-1 count now. Three-one count. 2 outs. Pitches away, and that's swung on. Fouled straight up into the infield over to second baseman coming over, and that's going to be the final out of the inning. That's going to be 2 hits, no runs, 1 error, and 2 left on base. For the score still 0-0 going into the top of the 4th. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start. Top of the 4th here with the score here in Churchill. Still 0-0 in this non-conference matchup. Hinkernell still at the plate. As this first pitch is swung on into deep right, and Broussard sizing it up for a first pitch swinging out there for the Wolves. Broussard definitely getting his work in out there in that right field spot today. I think that's his fourth fly out there that he's got. And that was Oliver at the plate. As he was the leadoff man for this inning. Now Iverson. And Hinkernell's first pitch to him is called ball. One out here in the top of the fourth. Hinkernell fires, delivers, and that one's hit high into left field. And Parsons is going to come up, and that's actually going to be Bowery that gets it. And that's going to be 2 quick outs here. Bowery and Parson out there in that infield, outfield spot. Both was converging on that ball at the same time. Bowery called him off, and that was how we got the second out so far in this inning. 2 outs so far. 1 strike, no balls here with Click at the plate as he fouls one off to make it 0-2 count. And that one's going to be called ball to make it 1-2. Hinkernell fires over the plate, check swings, going to be called ball to even it up at 2-2. Two count, 2 outs here, top of the fourth, 0-0. Hinkernell's pitch is way inside, and it's a full count as Click has battled his way back into this one after going down 0-2. Pitch is away over the plate, swung on, fouled over to the berm, and the count will stay as is. Three-two payoff pitch on its way. And it's outside. And it's going to catch him on the strikeout. And that's going to be another no hit, no run, no errors for the Falcons as we go to the bottom of the fourth. So stay tuned as the score is still 0-0 here in Churchill. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set for Anthony Blasini to start off this inning. Here in the bottom of the fourth, score still 0-0. As Volunteer has left several runners on base and in scoring position as Blasini takes the first pitch called strike to make it an 0-1 count. Oliver still at the plate as he gets one delivered back to him. It's tipped off the front of his glove, and Blasini's just going to get there just a tad late on the bang bang play, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Wait for the defense to play behind Oliver right there as that ball got tipped off his glove and they get that out. That's going to be Dennis that comes up to the plate now with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Oliver's pitch is way outside for ball one. Really a good, outstanding day for both of these pitchers. That one's going to be fouled back. But yeah, good, outstanding day for both of these pitchers so far to let the defense work behind them and get them out of some of these jams when they have runners in scoring position. 1-1 count, one out. Oliver pitches, delivers, and that's going to be inside, called strike for now 1-2. Oliver's pitch is way inside, and it's going to be hit high up in the infield there, and the shortstop's going to come up with it for the second out. Now the pitcher, Gavin Hickernell, is going to be at the plate as he reached base at his last at bat. Pitch is away, swung on, fouled off. Back to the left side of him. Pitch is away, swung on a miss for an 0-2 count. Broussard on deck here. Pitch is way outside, called ball to make it 1-2 count. Good patience there by Hicker now to lay off that one. And we're going to get a timeout here at the plate by Hicker now as he steps out of the box and resets himself. One-two count, 2 outs here, bottom of the fourth. As he swings on that one, it's going to be fouled off to the right and near the old bullpen section of the ball field. And the count stays 1-2. Wind's blowing straight in to the outfield towards the batter. Pitch is away, swung on, fouled back into the fence. Count stays as is, 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Pitch is away, and that's going to be a strikeout to end the inning, and we'll go to the top of the fifth. So no hits, no runs, no errors, none left on base, as the score still is 0-0 going into the top of the fifth. Stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the top of the fifth here with Hicker now on the mound still, and still 0-0 is the first pitch called ball. Second pitch is on his way, check swing, strike. 1-1, no outs. And batter's going to step back out and get time. And that one's going to be a ball to make it 2-1. Two, 2-1, no outs. Pitches down and away to make it a 3-1 count. Incarnell gets set to fire, and he puts one down and low in the zone, and that's going to be a walk. Leadoff man walked here in the top of the fifth, still 0-0 here in Churchill. As we're going to get Coach Peterson to step out here and talk to Incarnell. Incarnell being a sophomore pitcher here, giving him a little pep talk and tell him let's get through this inning. And get a ground ball towards the shortstop Byrie, maybe turn a double play here and kind of get out of this jam a little bit. No outs. Up to bat now. As Incarnell checks over to Armstrong. It's going to be man on first. Incarnell fires and delivers. Little curveball comes in for strike. To even it up. That was going to be hit up in the shortstop area as Byrie sizes it up for the out. And that's going to be the first out of the inning. Nice little pop-up by Hahn there. Just couldn't find the gap as he got up under it too much. Byrie comes down and gets it, and it's going to be one out as Maines is on first. And that brings up White at the plate, left-handed batter. Incarnell puts one over the plate, just a little high for ball one. One ball, no strikes, one out as they check on Maines again, and he gets back in time. Pitches away, swung on to make it now 1-1 with one out. Good pitch by Gavin to just blow past the batter there and find the good spot in the zone and make him swing on it. Pitches away, hit in the gap in front of the center fielder, and that's going to advance runners to first and second with that hit there with one out. One out here. Runners at first and second for the Wolves. Pitches away down and inside for a ball, and we'll start out this at bat with a 1-0 count. Top of the fifth here, if you're just joining us, 0-0, all tied up. As that one's swung on, that's going to find the gap, and that's going to be another base hit as Haynes gets it in quickly to hold the runner at third. So bases loaded now. with one out. Need to get something in the infield here to get the double play, to get out of this jam. Hicker now fires. Over the plate, called strike. And first pitch at the at-bat, strike. As bowling, the right-handed batter is up. Second baseman before this lineup turns over. Pitches away, and that's going to be a strike 2. Gavin finding the zone here with runners on all the bases. Top of the 5th. Wolves are threatening. Runners on all 3 as that one's going to be a ball. Bases loaded. On 1-2, 1 out. Mains, White, and Seen all on base, bowling at the plate. Fingernails pitches away, swung on over to third base, and that's going to be an error, and that's going to get one in off a hit. So they're going to score that, I believe, as an error. And that's going to have Westridge to take the lead here in the top of the 5th, 1-0 with 1 out. With runners still on all the bases. Hickner sets and fires over the plate, swung on to the shortstop Byrie, and looks like they're going to turn the 6-4-3, and that's going to be an error as they get the out at second, and they're going to get another one at home. That's going to be 2 more runs with an error at first to make it 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. So Byrie is able to get it to that second baseman there, Fegans, to get the out at second, and then the throw to at first base when it was not handled. And that's going to be an error at first base. And now we have a man on first, which is Moore. 3-0 as he goes over and checks on Moore as Oliver's at the plate. As that pitch doesn't find the zone to make it 2-0 with 2 outs. Hickernell sets and delivers, fouled back into the fence. Two 1 count, 2 outs. And we got a runner trying to steal. That's going to be Moore, and Dennis doesn't get it there in time to throw him out, and that's going to be a stolen base there. Moore to get in scoring position with the count now 3-1 with 2 outs. And that pitch is down and away, and that'll be another walk here in this inning. We're going to get a courtesy runner for the pitcher there, Oliver, with 2 outs, with number 21, Iverson, the designated hitter here. That was going to be down and away as we got runners on first and second. with a 1-0 count here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Grinnell fires and delivers. Swung on a miss by Ireson to even up the count at 1-1.
Go out.
Grinnell's pitch is down in the box, and that's going to make it 2-1 count. 2-1 count, 2 outs. West Ridge leads 3-0. Pitches away, almost hits Ireson there, as that's going to now make it 3-1 count. As Hickernell's trying to get out of this inning with no more damage. Just need something soft in the infield there to pick it up and get the force out at second or first, as he's going to walk Ireson, and that's going to be bases loaded for the 3rd walk of this side of the inning. Bases loaded once again here for the Wolves as they're looking to capitalize, and Dennis is going to come out and check on Hickernell and see if they can get out of this one. While they get set here, we'd like to take time to thank all of our donors for making this possible today. And you can see them whether you're listening to us on the app or watching us live. You can see them scroll on the banner at the bottom of your screen there. Thank you to each one of them for all the help, as that one's pitch is away and down, and they're going to call strike 1. 0-1 count here, 2 outs. I think we're now trying to get out of this jam. Pitches away down to even it up at 1-1. 1-1 count, 2 outs. And that one's going to be struck back over to the second baseman, Fegans. He's going to throw it over to first, and that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning, with West Ridge taking the lead 3-0 on 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 errors, 3 left on base, and 3 walked. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the bottom of the 5th here, with Broussard at the plate. Going to be the leadoff man for this inning, as the Wolves capitalized in that inning there to take a 3-0 lead off 2 hits and 3 runs, and helped out by 2 errors by the Falcons and 3 batters walked, as that first pitch by Broussard is going to be an out as he hits it over to the second baseman. Up next is Aim Parsons, the left fielder, who is going to be at bat here. And that's going to be a quick out here to start the top of the 5th, or bottom of the 5th, excuse me. Oliver still on the mound for the Wolves. Pitches away. And Parsons gets caught looking at strike 1 on the first pitch. 0-1 count here, and that one's going to be swung on and missed by Parsons. He chases it outside the zone a little bit to make it 0-2. That one's going to be just a little high in the zone to make it 1-2 now. Oliver delivers over the plate, swung on over, and it's going to find the gap, and that's going to be a base hit for Parsons. Patient at bat right there for Parsons to do some one-out hitting there to get the single at first, and that's going to bring up now Fegans with Bowery on deck, and this is where this lineup can get dangerous if we can get some batters on base. Parsons at first, Fegans in the box at the plate, and Bowery on deck as they check on Parsons. They're going to check on him again. He's not getting much of a lead off, but they know he's fast and can cover some ground if need be. And he's going to take off running, and it's going to be offline, and he's going to be in safely at second. And that's going to be a called strike on the batter to make it 0-1 with Parsons still in second to get in scoring position. Fegans looking at an 0-1 count here with one out. Parsons is second. Oliver delivers inside to make it 1-1 now at the at-bat. Oliver's pitch on its way over the plate, called strike to make it 1-2 count now, one out. Parsons is at second in scoring position. Just need something in the gap here to move these runners. Pitches away, and that's high to even it up now 2-2 at the at-bat. Oliver's working on his 60th pitch here. Three-two. Swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout to get the second out of the inning here to bring up Bowery here in the bottom of the fifth.
We got two.
Bowery at the plate. Parsons is second. 2 outs.
Yes, go three. Go three, Aiden.
They're going to move Aiden over to third now for the balk. And he's 90 foot closer with Bowery at the plate. 2 outs, though. Need to get some of this back as Bowery hits it in the gap, and that's going to bring Parsons home. And that's going to get a hit for Bowery. So on 2 hits, a couple stolen bases and a balk. 1 run comes across the board here with 2 outs to cut this to a 3-1 lead with Haynes coming up to the plate. Good hit, good piece of hitting by Bowery to find that zone between the third and shortstop to trickle out into the outfield. They're going to check on. Went over and checked on Bowery before the batter was even ready in the box. No balls, no strikes, 2 outs here. Haynes at the plate. They're going to check on him again, and he's back safe. Oliver gets set, and he's going to check back, and they're going to pick him off as Bowery couldn't get back in time. And that'll be the third inning, or the third out of the inning as we go into the top of the sixth. But Volunteer gets one run across the plate with 2 hits, 1 runs, no errors, no one left on base. So stay tuned as Volunteer gets set to go into the top of the sixth and trying to limit this damage that's done by the Wolves. You're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the top of the sixth here as the Wolves take a 3-1 lead as they took a 3-0 lead back in the fifth, and Volunteers able to get one back on them there in the bottom of the fifth as that first pitch buzzes the tower there for a called ball. Top of the fifth yielded for the Wolves 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 errors, 3 left on base, and 3 batters walked to take that 3-0 lead. Volunteers, bottom of the fifth, yielded 2 hits, 1 run, 1 left on base to make it 3-1. As now we have a 3-0 count here with no outs. Hickernell's pitch is way down and low, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk. And that's going to send Maines over to first. As we are on the backside of the heart of this lineup, that's going to be bringing the right fielder Hahn, the first baseman White, the center fielder Sean, and if we get to it, the second baseman Bowling, and that'll finish up their lineup. Runners on first. Pitch is away. They're going to call out a strike because it just catches the zone for 0-1 count. Pitches away, bunted on, and they're going to let the third baseman come down to get it, and they're going to lose it, and it's going to be an error as it goes out through the glove of Armstrong, and it's going to bring one around third, and so he's going to try to get it back as Maines is injured a little bit as he tried to stop there, and looks like he tweaked up his ankle. Nevertheless, there's runners at second and third now, with the error that should be scored at first. As we're going to take a stoppage of play here to get Maines checked on. So stay tuned as we'll be right back right after this. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as Maines is able to walk off under his own power and get checked out on the dugout as the series of events that happened there was an error at first to allow the runner to get a double there and to advance Maines to third, which he's going to have a relief runner, Martin, in his absence. So Martin Hahn and now the left-handed batter White at the base at the plate with no outs. Fingernails pitches away, finds the zone for a strike. 0-1, no outs, 3-1. Runners in scoring position for the Wolves. Fingernails pitches away, and it's going to be fouled straight up and back over towards the dugout, and it's actually going to be hauled in by the third baseman Williams for the out. As he plays it right up to the dugout on the left side of the backstop here at Joey Seaver Field. And good play by Williams to get that pop out. Now it's a plate for Scene for the Wolves. Pitches away by Hinkernell. Finds over the plate for a strike. 0-1. Hinkernell's pitches way over the plate, swung on to the third baseman. He's going to pick it up, throw it at home to get to get the out. And that's going to move one runner up to third and 2 outs. And that's going to be a hit on the backside for a single. Good heads-up play there by Williams to get that one on the fielder's choice. And that's going to bring up bowling now.
Get ready to hit, son.
3-1 here, top of the 6th. Wolves are leading, 2 outs. No strikes, no balls so far at this at bat. Grinnell at 86 pitches now. They're going to steal second, and Dennis is going to throw him over to third and check on him. That's going to move Sin up to second and scoring position with Hahn at third. Oh, 1 count, 2 outs. Hickernell delivers down and away for a ball. Pitches away, swung on and missed there for the 0-2 with bowling at the plate. One more pitch from one more strike can get Hickernell out of this jam once again today as he pitches that one. That's going to be swung on over to the third baseman, and he's going to lose it, and that's going to gain 1 run. And that's going to be counted as, looks like, an error. With runners still on the corners. Four 1. Hinkernell's pitch is outside, and bowling is going to take second. Moore at the plate. Leadoff man turned over as he hits that one out in the center field, and it's going to be Haynes that sizes it up, and that's going to limit the damage to just 1 run more here in this inning. So 1 hit, 1 run, 2 errors, 2 left on base for the Wolves as they take a 4-1 lead here going into the bottom of the 6th. Stay tuned as your Falcons are up next here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the bottom of the sixth here. Falcons gave up one more run there as the top of the sixth yielded one hit, one run, two errors, and one walk, and two left on base for the Wolves. The leadoff man to start this inning here in the bottom of the sixth is Connor Haynes. He's looking to have a decent at bat here so we can get some runs maybe in as the first pitch is called ball. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in today here on this Saturday afternoon. Great weather, springtime for baseball and collegiate ball on all levels today. I think even some MLB games going on. That's going to be a 1-1 count now for Haynes. And that's going to be a ball that's going to sit outside there of the zone to make it 2-1. Third base coach now, Mike Castle out there, and Josh Peterson over at first as they've switched it up at this inning. Oliver's pitch inside struck off the end of the bat there and rolled foul. It's 2-2 count now for Haynes. Pitches away for Haynes, and he's going to hit that one high and into left field as Click is going to come up under it to record the first out of the inning. Good play by Click to get up under that one and secure the first out of the inning for the Wolves. Now Williams at bat for the Falcons. Pitches away. Williams hits it over to the second baseman on a grounder, and it's going to be an out at first for 2 quick outs, and that's going to bring up Blasini now. Quick inning so far for the Falcons. Blasini looking to get on base once again today as Williams is 0 for 3 now on the day. As the wind's picked it up, coming straight into the infield now and outfield. As that one's going to be struck on over to the shortstop, and Blasini's going to try to get there, and he's going to get there just late as they apply the tag on him, and that's going to be a quick inning with no hits, no runs, no errors, no left on base as we go on to the top of the seventh with the score of 4-1. So stay tuned as you're listening to Volunteer Baseball here on the Volunteer Sports Network. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we enter the last inning here of today, unless Volunteer can spark some magic in the bottom of the seventh as the Wolves are 4-1, and Hinkernell's going to limit the damage here. Is that the first pitch swing that's going to pop right into Bowery's glove, and that's going to be the first out of the inning there as that ball hit the mound and just popped up perfectly, hit the backside of the mound and popped up perfectly into Isaiah's Bowery's glove there at shortstop, and he played that ball perfect to get that first out on the first pitch swing. Now it's going to bring up Iverson again for the Wolves, as Hinkernell's first pitch at this at bat is down in the zone to make it 1-0. As that one swung on, picked up by the second baseman there, Fegans. He's going to throw it over, and that's going to be another quick out to make it out 2 of the inning. As Hinkernell's pitching to contact and getting some good plays in by his shortstop and second baseman to hopefully leave the score as is, 4-1, so Volunteer can work back into this ball game and either tie it or walk it off. I'd sure love to call my first walk-off game here today on a Saturday afternoon as the pitch is away. And that's going to be called ball as it's low and in the zone. Click at the plate now. That one's going to be high for a 2-0 count.
Let's go, Cass.
That's going to be called strike for a 2-1 count. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. That one's going to be down and away, and that's going to be 3-1. Hickernell looking to get a strike here or get some contact. He doesn't want to walk this batter. That's going to be down and away, and Click is going to take his base on a walk. The wind blowing around everywhere right now. Whatever gets popped up is certainly going to stay in the infield here, as you can probably hear it through the audio right now. As he throws that one high for a ball, and that's going to make the count 1-0. And that's going to be swung on deep into left field, and Parsons is going to size it up, and he's going to drop it, and that's going to advance the runner on the third. And that's going to get a double with another score that comes in. As the score now is 5-1 on a double RBI. And we'll see how they score that drop out there by Parsons. They're just going to say it was a hit with Click. Because that one's going to be inside. We're still going to wait to see how they score that out there for Parsons. And that one's going to be swung on, and Armstrong is going to size it up, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. So it's going to be 1 hit, 1 run, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Wolves as they gain 1 more here going into the bottom of the 7th. Stay tuned. It's 5-1 as Volunteers up next. Welcome back into the Volunteer Sports Network as we get set to start the bottom of the 7th here as West Ridge is leading 5-1 with Dennis being the leadoff man here. Need to get some runs here if they want to stay in this ball game, at least tie to take an extra innings or walk it off, as that one swung on high and into the infield of the second baseman. Was going to go get it, but it's the first baseman who hauls it in for the first out of the inning. So one down off one pitch for Dennis, and that's going to bring up now Hickernell, the pitcher.
Okay.
And that one's going to be down for a strike. And that's going to be now even it up to 1-1. As Gavin Hickernell's at the plate with one out. Pitches away, swung on down the left base line into the third base coach Peterson.
Hey, fire up there, guys.
1-2 count, one out. Bottom of the 7th, 5-1. West Ridge leading. That one's going to be down and outside the box to make it 2-2 for Hickernell. Pitches away, swung on and missed, and that's going to be out 2 of the inning, and one more will be the ball game here as we have Broussard, the right fielder, who had an exceptional day out in the right field as the first 2 of the 3 outs of the ball game. I believe if I can remember correctly, he came towards his way, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he got all 3 outs that inning.
Ready now.
2 outs here. Broussard at the plate. Pitches away, swung on, fouled back into the press box in the Curtis Mock Stadium to make it 0-1. Pitches away, Broussard hits it into the center field area, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be the ball game as West Ridge defeats the Volunteer Falcons 5-1 here in 7 innings here in Churchill, Tennessee. There was no hits for that inning, no runs and no errors, no left on base, and none walked to finish that ball game. This ball game was really, up till the 5th inning part, of really a pitcher's game, as there was not many hits and runs that came across until that top of the 5th. We'll do a little game recap here. The top of the 1st yielded for the Wolves 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 errors. And for the Falcons, it was 1 hit and 1 left on base. Top of the 2nd for the Wolves, 1 hit, 1 left on base. Bottom of the 2nd, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base, and 1 walk for the Falcons. So they left several so far on base through 2, and it was a good inning for Hickernell. In the top of the 3rd, when he went for 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 errors, and 0 left on base, bottom of the 3rd was 2 hits for the Falcons, 1 error, 2 left on base. And Hickernell once again pitched a good inning, allowing 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 errors. And in the bottom of the 4th, Oliver yielded a good inning with 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 errors. On to the 5th is whenever West Ridge took the lead 3-0 off 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 errors, and 3 left on base, with also 3 being walked. Volunteer was able to get 1 run in off 2 hits and left 1 on base. In the 6th, West Ridge added to their lead with 1 hit and 1 run off 2 errors for Volunteer and 2 left on base. Volunteer also walked 1. In the bottom of the 6th, West Ridge had an outstanding inning at pitching, allowing 0 hits, 0 runs, 0 errors. And in the top of the 7th, just now yielded 1 hit, 1 run, 1 left on base to take the lead 5-1 for the Wolves. And another good inning by Oliver, who allowed 0 hits, 0 runs, and 0 errors. So good day for the Wolves to come back and beat Volunteer 5-1 after taking a loss in the first game 9-0. So from Volunteer Sports Network, we'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight or tuning in this afternoon. Hope everybody has a great Saturday and a great rest of the weekend. Until next time, this is the Volunteer Sports Network.